visitors in his house. I was telling him that I saw some pictures.
Hey, Andrew, nice to see you here.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
Okay. Today I didn't prepare so much the agenda, but there are a lot of things that we have been developing, and we can retake from where we were last Wednesday. And yeah, we were talking about the second proposal, and we were talking about the activities in our calendar, and we were talking about the role descriptions for this next second proposal. So yeah, we'll get into this. Yes.
The gravity economy, I also finished the proposal, but it's like kinda like, my vision, but ideally like now we get, some advice process. So before, me pushing, okay, this is what we're going to do, guys. It's like, okay, that's what I would do. And then we have like a round of advice process. And if everyone agrees with my vision, then it's cool, but it'd be nice, like, have, everyone's comments on the proposal. I'm mostly asking for 23K for the creation of the gravity economy, which is pretty cheap for the TC. So yeah, let's hope it passes.
Perfect. That's amazing. That's amazing. Would you like to paste the link here, and we can open it? But also, I wanted to make today a small introduction space to this call. And I am pasting the document where we're having the notes of the agenda in the text of this voice channel. Hello, Bishal.
Am I audible?
Yes. Okay. So, well, I want to tell you something that happened to me during the weekend, and that really shocked me. And it was like I was having some knee pain, and I went to a healer that my brother told me, like, hey, he's a good healer, you should go to him, and he will check your knee. And when I went there, he told me something like, the problem on your knee is not physical, it's your emotions that are being like manifested on your knee. And he told me like, okay, so let's focus on some of the people who lately have been causing you anxiety or conflictive thoughts, and then share love and love and positive thoughts to them. And it was strange, but after I did that, the pain in my knee got reduced. So I was thinking on doing this same practice, that same practice with you guys today. And yeah, so let's get into the mood, and you can find you in a comfortable position. You can close your eyes, and if you want, you can take out the camera, and we're gonna make a brief meditation space, and I will be guiding it. So let's do it. So first, let's take a deep breath, some deep breaths. Hello, Irene. We are starting with a meditation today. So we are first taking the first breaths. And now we are going to clear our mind from the thoughts that we had before getting relaxed. We are going to center ourselves in this present moment, and we are going to project in our mind some of the faces of the people who recently we have had some conflict with, or the people who have triggered some anxiety or conflictive thoughts. It also, it's not mandatory to think of a person, but it can be a situation, it can be a feeling, a thought that you have been having conflict with. Hello, Araujo, we are on a meditation. And we were projecting in our mind the people, the feelings, the thoughts, the situations where we have had some conflict recently. Maybe it can be a conflict around sustainability, around security. And now, if we normally thought of those situations as frightening or as difficult or as being judgmental around them, saying that they are good or bad, we are going to change the way we perceive that, and we are going to be sending and looking at that situation and into that person through the lens of love. And love is unconditional, and love doesn't judge. So it doesn't matter if we previously judged something as wrong or as good. We are just going to accept that reality as it is and send love to it. We are going to send love to the people who have been causing us ourselves anxiety. We are sending love to ourselves because sometimes we are our sabotagers and our first enemies. Sometimes we are our hardest critic, but we are sending love to ourselves, and we are sending love to our critics. We are sending love to the situations where we were uncertain or we didn't know how things were going to evolve. So we are sending love as an unconditional acceptance of the reality and recognition of the wisdom that the universe has. Understanding that every situation is a learning opportunity, and that getting defensive to them or constraining to them only affects us because we are not embracing and flowing with life, but we are trying to make our will. So we are sending love to all of our memories, of all of our traumas, to all of the things we are uncertain to, because that's the only way that we can embrace them and that we can fully recognize them without judging them. Now, take some deep breaths and say thanks to all those situations, and that you hope that those anxieties and those feelings don't stay and somatize in your body, but that your acceptance of those situations also helps you to heal not only your psychological pain but also your physical pain. And with that, we start returning to this call. We can touch our hands, touch our legs, and we can open our eyes again. Okay, did you like it? How was it?
It's like a return into a state I like to be in.
Perfect. Amazing. Sometimes we are too goal focused and too goal oriented that we come to these calls and it's like produce. And yes, we are making an advance. But something that we have learned with Jeremy is that thinking slow also helps us to go fast and to make effective actions. Sometimes we're like, oh, let's make everything fast, and a slow dojo mode is also a very pleasant way to work. And sometimes we have too much hours of work, too much time on screen. So getting relaxed is a good mood for this call. Okay. So, Septi, would you like to talk more about the proposal?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on my cell. It's on chat. Let me go to my computer. Just 1 second. Then give me 10 seconds.
Okay. Talking about this meditation, yeah, I am like I was a little bit skeptic at the first moment, but it really helped me with my knee pain. So, and the healer told me like that's the power of your thoughts, and sometimes we think that like our thoughts don't affect our body, but they do. So yeah, carrying a grudge against someone also like constrains the flow of energy and of blood in your body. Yeah. Sending love, it's always a good healing practice. Okay, and now we have Septimus sharing screen.
Okay, so yeah, basically, when I say like gravity economy launch, I also included. Sorry if there's some background noise, like neighborhoods are doing performance. I don't know in English. If it's too annoying, just let me know and I'll try to push to talk. Yeah, basically, what I'm saying here is like we will have a converter with a bonding curve and a gardens, and the gardens will have like gravity tokens. I call them Newton tokens because gravity measurement, but it could change. Like it's a proposal I kind of built of where with my thinking, and then having talked with Juan and Sam. But yeah, the idea is like now it's built. Now it's like time to the community to put input and say, oh no, this should be removed. This should not be this way, or oh, this is cool. Like yeah, whatever. So the idea is creating a gardens with a bonding curve, and the idea is like having a high reserve ratio because we are not going to have a hatch, which means like we are not going to do a fundraising. So how we bring money in. So the idea is like having a bonding curve with a high reserve ratio, and then we are lowering the reserve ratio with tau voting. So every time you are lowering the reserve, you are kind of printing money, which means like the people who bought at the beginning, they will have profits if they sell first. It's kind of degen, like the approach I'm going is like transform DJs into regions. Like some people will just buy and then sell, get profits and go away. But at the same time, like it's sending money to the common pool, which is like our goal. Like basically, like we need Gravity to have money. And then at certain point, it's. I think that's something we should agree. Like maybe like after 20% reserve, we stop decreasing the reserve because decreasing the reserve also affects the stability of the economy. So at certain point, we need to stop printing money. Like we don't want to end like with inflation and all that stuff. So yeah, basically that's what I'm proposing for the token. And then I'm also like included in this proposal the Discord server, but also like something we were not discussing. And I don't know if we need it. Like I just put it there, but it's up to us if we want it or not. Like having a discourse, like a forum place, like to maintain the forum, we need to pay monthly with a credit card, so it's kind of annoying. But like I feel like the forum is like I feel it's needed for an economy, like so people can go to the forum, give their opinion, because Discord is like the information gets lost very easy. So in the forum it's like more organized, and I think it ideally we have a forum, but it's something like we also should decide together. And then another thing like we should get paid with this proposal is like actually I'm building the ABC page with other folks in the TC, Mateo Nagen, Rodri did the designs. So yeah, the idea is like have this advanced page also in our converter, like because the person who will build the bonding curve with the Gardens and the converter will use the old converter, so we could pay Mateo and then he will give us like the new converter, which will be cooler. It's still not built, but it's probably going to be built during this summer. And this proposal actually, it's correct me if I'm wrong, Juan, but you told me like it's going to be like October. We should also talk with. I mean, we need to confirm dates with Sam, by B, and Mateo. We need those three to build it. Actually, like me and Juanca, we are not like developers. So yeah, I mean, those are the people I have in mind, but I mean, we also have to talk with them, and I can just soft talk with them, but yeah, we need commitment. I don't know if I'm missing something.
I think it's very interesting. On the discourse thing, I think Durgadas will add a forum inside the page.
Oh, that's great. So we can get rid of this, right?
Yeah, I think WordPress allows to have forums inside the page, and he was like, "Why do we have to have a different page and not have like everything included in the page?" And like, yeah, I think it's something that will be done. But I will have a call with him after this call to talk about this. So yeah, I will ask him and give feedback. But I think this sounds really good. And so basically, first we would be like kind of a stable token, and then through the lowering the reserve, we will be like
yeah, every time we reduce the reserve, we're going to be more volatile. And then
so we have to be careful with that.
yeah, something that we also going to be doing differently. It's like the money on the common pool will be in our native token, Newton or whatever. And it's because since we don't have a hatch, like it's. I mean, if we put DAI, it's like we probably end up with very little amount of money at the beginning, and it's like if you have Newtons, then it's like you are exposed to the market, so you have like you are playing with the money that's in the reserve, but I don't know, at least you have money. I don't know, that's the with little amount of money, that's the best thing I can think of. And then when the market, when we are in the market, then people can buy and sell and see how that affects the economy. But at least we have money to start building since the beginning, since we will be using Newtons.
Okay. I didn't know that about the common pool being in Newton and not in stables. I always thought that stables would be better for the common pool. But yeah, it's interesting and a different concept.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you want to have like a stable pool, I mean, you need to do a hatch or you need stables, right? Like you
Yeah.
cannot create stables out of nowhere, but you can create your own token and then the market give value and then you can, and then it would work kind of like honey. Like they have honey in their common pool and then they make proposals based on the price of honey of now. Then when the proposal passes, they sell the honey and then boom, they have stables to run the project. They don't have to hold the honey to run the project. That would be risky. I mean, honey could go up or down, but then you need to finish what you say you were going to finish. So yeah.
Okay. I think that sounds really really cool. Um, does any of the people in the call have feedback for this?
I also like feel like let me paste the link. Probably people also need to read it and put some time. I'll paste it on Gravity and feel free to read it and comment and yeah, ways to improve. I love it.
Yeah, I also think that it would be good to have some educational spaces to talk about this because like the people who was on the TC since the beginning may be aware of what a bonding curve does and how does this token economy would be run, but maybe there are other people who have like more questions, so we would need to do also like some educational calls um, to like bring awareness to the new people of what we're gonna do, how and how is our economy design.
Yeah, I'd love to do some education, but post summer. Like I'll be back on September 17. Like after that, yeah, I'd love to host some parties and yeah, teach people how parameters work and what's the idea behind and what's the thing we could change. Like I'm really having this approach like very degen, and I don't know how aligned is with the value of the people in this room, but like yeah, people can say yeah, that's cool, that's a good way to get money, and people can say hey, no, we shouldn't do that with our token, like it goes against our values, whatever. It's like yeah, we need to decide, and I feel like the correct way is like collectively.
Yeah, I always struggle with those words of like region and degen because it's always like good and black or black and white and
Yeah.
like scales. So it's not like okay, we are now on the dark side of the force or we are in the light side of the force. No, it's like what suits our needs and what's better to for us. But for me, what I think that would like decide how well our economy goes is on how low can we get the reserve ratio. So what I think would be that maybe we can make a commitment um, to not lower it below a number so that we can say okay, this is our cap and we won't lower our reserve more than this. Maybe to have like a scaling plan the same way that Goldilocks had a scaling plan for the adjustments of the tributes. Maybe we can have like okay, we are going to reduce the reserve on a 1% basis every month for 20 months until the reserve is on 80%, for example. Or yeah, it would be good to have like a like not so much uncertainty once that we launch the token, because maybe there will be people like, hey, let's lower the reserve to a 10% and that would make us a lot rich, and maybe that would like cause the behavior that we don't want. So maybe having like everything written and agreed to before and making previous agreements would be a good way to go around this.
Yeah, totally. Another thing, those tokens at the end of the day are governance tokens. So if you got this very degen approach, like the economy might be run by degens, So it's kind of another point. But at the same time, you need money. So unless or we put the money or degens put the money, but someone have to put the money.
I think that marketing strategy we could also go to some of the DAOs and communities that we have been offering our service to and tell them, hey, yeah, you can be an initial um, token holder of Gravity and explaining all our project and all our intentions. I think we also should make some numbers like how much money do we need really to like have at least like a minimum like yeah, a minimum viability, like maybe 100K or 50K, and maybe that we can have like groups of people outreaching to market the launch of our token. And an initial reserve, and the initial price also is something very very interesting that we should think about. If we are going with this 100% reserve initial strategy, I propose the initial price to not be so low, so that if it goes down, it still avoids reaching zero. Yeah, all this is super interesting, and hopefully in the future we will have more clarity on some of these things, like okay, which will be the range of our initial price, and I like the idea of saying in which frequency are we going to lower the reserve, like monthly or something, and 1 point monthly. I think that's a good way to go. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I don't know much about that, but I want to know why is the decision of going 100 at the initial phase, and why not to is there as a possibility to have something that resembles a mutual credit token, where the amount of relationships and interactions are the thing that determines the percentage that it's being created on the moment of the exchange? I don't know. I don't know if it's possible, because I'm thinking more about if we are. I'm thinking about the business models, and if we're going to create a service space, if we are constrained into the idea of I have a service and you pay for it, and it's an old-fashioned business model. And if we think about it, more of a flexible, flowing ecosystem, we can design. I don't know if it's possible. It's just ideas. We could design something that we could make agreements with other DAOs, and we could have a space that it's not belonging to agreements, but in the agreements we can flow the services like this, so the token gets in a mutual credit kind of way of functioning. It goes like growing and exchanging according to the relationships, and the other part that it's not into these agreements, it goes into individual services, so that individual services that we have, like the sessions of therapy and other things, can have that kind of flow also. So it's and we can invent more relationships further the road. So the token is more alive instead of stagnant in this is the pool and this is it, and we manage it and we focus on the price like an old-fashioned way, but in more dynamic way. It gets created, and according to the aliveness is the amount of the pool. I don't know if it's too risky, but it's an idea that I have and I wanted to share it. I don't know what you think about it, because, well, Septimus knows more about this than I do.
Well, I think we are trying to mitigate some risks, and that's why we have the higher reserve. The reserve means how much money do you have backing the total capitalization of your token. So, for example, if you have 100 tokens and if all of them are equal $1 and you have $100, that's 100% of reserve, because you have $100 in stables, for example, backing that you have 100 tokens that are worth $1. Lowering the reserve means that you have less money backing the total capitalization of your token. So something that I also wanted to say is that it will be hard to start on 100%, because we will also make an initial token distribution, but we will start around 96, 97 or 95% of reserve. So it would be a really high reserve, but at the same time we are going to reward the people who has been building the project. I think 95% of reserve would be a good starting point. What do you think about that, Septi?
Yeah, I mean, the higher the reserve, the more attractive it is to people to put money. Since we are really lowering it, so if it's 100%, it's like, everyone will put money just to get some profits and that sell or whatever. The lower, it means like people is getting free tokens, which is like disincentivizing people to buy a little bit, maybe not. I mean, we don't know what the market will do. But then it's also like more approaches than that. Like I feel like, yeah, I can't agree with what you just said before, Juan, like doing some education, because we could even go totally different approach. What about if we just go without a funding curve and we just have a garden, right? Like then the development would be cheaper, and we could put this money on the gravity economy, and it's a total different approach with different mechanics into the economy. Yeah, I feel like what we should do is educate people and then decide. And I feel like we have time. Like, I mean, I don't, like, it's
No
not
rush.
like we can educate people in, like, people have to like educate people. I think like if you give people the basics, they kind of can get it like in a week. But what we need is like people kind of being participating, and then like who do not participate during the education thing. It's like I don't think like we should
I like
also
the
have
approach
like.
of
Mhm.
I like the approach of the bonding curve. Because I understand the bonding curve and I see all its benefits. So my yeah, I was also like, okay, let's have a bonding curve. But yeah, it's also an interesting alternative to not have a bonding curve. But I think that would allow us to have like the predictability and the control that we want to have from this token. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
And the governance will be on the people that's active in Gravity. Like if you don't have a bonding curve, you don't need stable coins. You just need like, and then you just give the tokens to the people who is active on Gravity, and then you get the governance on the people it's building it, and not in the people who's putting money. But then then you have less money. So yeah, it's all trade off. Like we need to choose.
But I think that we are each week more clear, and I like the progress that we are doing on this. Yeah, I would say like maybe having an initial token distribution that would be really low on the amount of the tokens that and of the reserve, and then lowering the reserve. I like that strategy, but yeah, we need to have like a proper call to talk about this. Um, we are also getting to the last 10 minutes of this call, and I want to have some like friendly reminders.
I want to present the survey too.
Oh, that's amazing! That's amazing,
Thank
Bianca. Okay, please feel free, get the stage.
Thank you. So we finally got to the point where we're putting the survey in the platform. We are not 100% ready yet, but luckily we're gonna be done by the end of this week. Let me see if I can. Nice. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, we see it.
Cool. So this is how it's gonna be presented when people click in the link. So this is the first part. This name presentation is not gonna show up. It's just for your organization now. And the background's also gonna change at the end. But yeah, so this is the first page that folks are gonna see. So observational research on psychology and mental health. This research carries a scientific perspective in partnership with Universidade de Brasília, Brazil, University of Brasilia. Because of that, you see some words in Portuguese in the link of the survey. Here, I need to add. Here you will find some questions about mental health and work-related situations. All information contained in the survey is private information only shared with the researchers involved and carried in sigillous way. If you have questions about this project or if you have a research-related problem, you may contact the researchers, Bianca, Gadelia, and Anna, or contact via email. So we're gonna also create an email just for the survey. By clicking I agree below, you are indicating that have read and understood this consent form and agree to participate in this research study. So to continue going into the next page, everybody needs to agree here. So if they don't want, like if they don't like that we are in partnership or whatever, they can close it and not do it. So they need to agree to keep doing it.
And where is the next button? Oh,
And then, yeah, so it's not ready yet. And I don't know if, let me see if I can. Oh, here's the next. So this is how it actually goes. Right? In hello, welcome to the Gravity Mental Health Survey. And then goes to that. Then agree. Next. And then comes to our questions. For this part of the questionnaire, we ask you to answer according to how it feels that it connects more to the way you feel according to the following metrics. If you don't feel like the question fits you, feel free to leave it blank. But we strongly encourage you to answer all the questions as much as you can. So 1, totally disagree. 2, partially disagree. 3, neither disagree nor agree. 4, partially agree. 5, totally agree. I'm trying to put this like in the middle, but it's just like, anyway, matter of time, we get to that. So here are all our questions that we've been building. And here, 1 if totally disagree, 5 if totally agree, 3 if they neither disagree or agree. And if they don't want to answer, or if they don't feel that that kind of fits them, it's fine if they don't want to answer. We don't want to force anybody. But if they feel that like they partially agree, they put 4. Partially disagree, they put 2.
it is anonym.
Yes.
I worry about my mental health. The one that says I sleep well, it's like I tend to sleep well, but there are weeks that I don't sleep well. So it's like I somatize stress with sleep, but I am not always stressed.
So if you feel that like you don't sleep too good, then like I partially agree, right? Or you
Yeah.
partially disagree.
I think I partially agree. I mean, I sleep well, but when I am anxious, that affects my sleep. So I try to reduce my anxiety and then I sleep well.
Yeah.
Oh, but this looks really cool, Bianca. Congratulations. I am really proud. And I am super excited of seeing this.
Yeah, me too. And then we go to next, and this is our demographic questions. This is not gonna show too. So this is how many DAOs do you participate in? What is your age? And then we put the numbers here. Oh, we got a blank one here. For this research, we are asking about gender identity. According to that, to which gender identity do you most identify? And then over here, we put on a little test to get a different, like a different differentiation on sex, gender identity, and sexual orientation. So we built this together with allo issues. So I will put woman. And if they don't want to answer to, it's fine. Or if they want to write down something else. What country are you from? And then what is your educational level? I will put some college credits because I don't have my degree yet. Or if you don't want to answer to, it's fine. And I'm still building this up. We're going to have some more questions and then submit. And because we're not ready yet, but here at the end, we're going to have thank you for participating in this research. We appreciate your contribution to build a healthy mental work system for DAOs. Please, if you feel like you need to connect or share your feelings, contact us in this email, and we're going to put the email here too.
I think that Durgadas is making some domains from the page, and we are going to have some emails also for the page, so it can be created either on Gmail or within our the domain of the page. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know.
I got an idea for this page.
Mm-hmm.
We could totally do POAP.
Yeah, POAP for filling the survey.
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to distribute the POAP?
Well, I'm thinking about that now.
I
No, because we have had issues with bots, so I'm like, I want to put it there, but yeah, I get that it could be troublesome to have a secret word. Hmm. Well, I mean, they enter their email, don't they?
No. No.
Maybe we could have a place for email if they want to receive a POAP for doing the thing. Like if you'd like to receive a POAP for your survey, please include your email.
Also, I think the Common Stack once did a POAP for a survey. I don't remind how did they do right now, but it would be good to have it like in the top of our minds. Yeah, to see how can we distribute POAPs with this. That would be a really good
But we are doing it kind of like in a, anonymous way, the survey.
Yeah.
Also.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's leave this in the ink.
Is the anonymity as a courtesy or just like to set the container? Is that like an energy thing for the container? Or is that like a preemptive courtesy to like people who are super insecure or maybe don't want to like share or really private? Because I'm wondering, there are some people who are like me, I'm an open book. There's no secrecy or privacy to my mental health. I share my experience and reality openly so that other people can come closer to their own stuff and identify with things. So I'm just curious.
I just think because it's something that's very new to the space.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a sensitive topic to talk about mental health still.
Mm-hmm.
And also another thing that I before I forget, that we are not gonna do, we're not gonna answer the survey. Like people from Gravity or people that are involved in the survey, we are not allowed to answer the survey because we already know the background of it.
Oh, I wanted to participate.
I know, but we are too involved in it. we
Okay.
would we would change the results of it.
We are
How would we
after
change the
the
results?
top. What?
I'm confused. How would we change the results?
Well, because we may not be genuine when
No, if we like commit to be genuine, like I would.
Yeah.
yeah, we can't do that.
Why would I be disingenuous just because I know what questions are already here?
Because we participate in the process of building it. So people that were contributing to the research, we cannot. So it's something that we need to commit to the survey for their own good. We can't answer it.
Yeah, why? I want to understand this more. I'm like, I like really want to understand this. I don't get it.
I think maybe it can be for Bianca or Anna who are really involved, but I feel that maybe you, Aloysius, or me, we were like involved in the survey, but not too much in the design of it, and that we could participate. I don't think. Yeah, we should build that strong barrier, and to exclude people from feeling this.
Oh, because you know our intention before that.
Yeah, but I would still be like honest. Like I won't say that my sleep is worse just to get like more red numbers or something.
I also have a feeling that like it could be good for y'all too to even answer these questions for yourselves. Like,
Like a
um,
self assessment tool.
right. I can talk the talk all day, doesn't mean I necessarily walk it. I try my best to, but it's like you get there by practicing and saying. Eventually you get there to doing. I don't know. I just wanted to understand the why. I don't understand the why.
Because we already know the intention of the research, and it's like, okay, so Bianca and Anna wants to have this kind of answer in this question, so I'm gonna give it to them.
No, but I think that we are not that much involved. I think like that great criteria could fall for you and for Anna, because you designed it. But I think that Aloysius and myself and Septi and Araujo and the people in Gravity know that there's a survey, know the intention of the survey, but we are like it's the first time I see the survey today, and yeah. Yeah, I think putting those hard boundaries, um it's something that could be like exclusive, and it would be good to make it inclusive. But yeah, let's not make a debate right now, because we are also like in the top of the hour, and I wanted to share some things with you guys really fast. And is that tomorrow we have two events. We have the mental health event in the TC Discord, and we also have an Aragon DAO umbrella team training. I think tomorrow we don't have a session on Aragon. It's on Friday, but you're all invited. And we also have a proposal brainstorm session on Friday, which you know that we are working on these documents that are like the roles of the and the job description of the people that we want to have in the team, and also the proposal which Septi already showed us, the second proposal that we are going to place that is for our economy, and the first proposal is more for our operation. So let's put in the ink some of the questions that were raised in this call, and yeah, let's continue talking, and we can meet in these spaces. The mental health is more for mental health, but in this proposal brainstorming session is a more a hacking session, so there are spaces to work. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone for participating today in this call.
Juan, we don't have that Aragon training session tomorrow then?
No, this one not.
Okay.
We have it only on Friday, and next week we will have Bianca and Anna and Aloysius and Irene, who are preparing a training session for Aragon on Thursday and Friday.
Someone can send the two proposals to our community group.
Yeah, I will send them to you on DM.
Okay, I will check it because I want to contribute.
Perfect. I already sent you. So yeah, let's continue talking. Bianca, think a little bit about the boundaries. I really want to present the survey. Also, Aloysius, I think, should be filling the survey. Yeah, let's continue thinking about this.
Think about it. I'll talk 2 minutes too, but then you can't. You need to be very honest with it, with the answers.
Well, I wanted to make the card game today, but I'll leave it for next week because we're past on the hour, and yeah, there are other things or commitments.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, and see you later. Thanks for your presence. Bye.
Ciao.